Hello, my name is Nico Lovers. Welcome to my channel. And today we're gonna talk about the Great Smog of London in the Monsterverse. Since Godzilla vs. Kong's coming out, I kind of want to make videos now because I'm fucking bored as shit. So we're gonna talk about the Great Smog of London. We're gonna talk about what it is, what happened there in real life, obviously, what happened in the Monsterverse, what does Monarch think about it, and which Titan could have done it. Could it be Mafia, Ghidorah, or some new shit? Who knows? So, if I look over here at my research, the Great Smog of London, lethal smog that covered the city of London in 5 days, December 5th and 9th, in 1952, caused by a combination of industrial pollution and high pressure weather conditions. Shit, basically. It's just shit in the air, killing people. It wasn't a good time. This combination of smoke and fog brought the city to a near standstill and resulted in thousands of deaths. Now, if I go over here, that's the real life what happens. If I go over here, Monarch, the people in the Monsterverse, the shield of the Monsterverse, they say that it could be the wings of a giant creature, and it could have created like a cyclone to suck up all the shit and dust and disgusting stuff and brought it back to London and made a cyclone about it and let it stay there, whether intentional or not. It doesn't say if it's intentional, if the Titans did it intentionally, or if it's just like an accident they just flew by. Now I think in terms of a marketing standpoint, what they're trying to do, they're trying to emphasize the power of winged titans, because this was when Kino Monster was coming out, and there was a lot of titans with wings, and this could be just to emphasize that power. Now, let's do who could be the culprit. Right over here, at first we got Mothra. Now, in the original Toho movies, when I mean the original Toho movies, I mean the first Mothra and the Rebirth trilogy and basically everything Mothra there. Mothra basically is a protector of Earth, and she 100% does not like pollution. If in the Monsterverse she could have the same feelings or same hatred to pollutions, or maybe the smog could have just annoyed her and she could have just sent it back. Now I don't think, if it is Martha, I don't think she intentionally killed people or she knew that she was killing people, but I do think there's a good chance of it being Martha. The only problem is that in the temple we saw in Kingdom of Monsters, in the temple we saw Martha, like the Mothra egg, and her hatching for the first time. So that kind of gives the point kind of away from Mothra. Maybe she's not the culprit. But if she is, it will make more sense because, she's all about that pollution shit and how we need to save the planet. So she could have just got annoyed with the pollution and just send it back and intentionally kill people. But the thing is that, in the monster she hatched, maybe it could be another Mothra, but the Shen sisters never mention another Mothra, so there's no really much evidence for it. Rodent is the next culprit. No. I was talking to my friends about this too, and let me tell you, I'm pretty sure it's not Rodent. They convinced me. I was like, it could be, because I was like rounding out, which Titans has wings, but Rodent was hibernating on the volcano and only came out in King of the Monsters. So there's no way he could have popped out without being noticed and flew to London just to be a dick and just flap his wings. So I don't think it's Mothra. I don't think it's Rodent. Now, if it's another Rodent, maybe not the one from King of the Monsters, but like another Hollow Earth Rodan that popped out. There's no evidence for it, but you don't know. You never know. But I think Rodan is very unlikely to have done this. Then there's Ghidorah, another winged creature. No, even though Ghidorah has the same effect, where he can create like cyclones around him, even a hurricane. Excuse me. But he was in the ice. How could he have escaped the ice, come to London, caused a cyclone with shit and smog everywhere, and came back to the ice and froze? 0 out of 10. Not really that likely. Then we have Nosuke. This is the new Titan from Godzilla vs. Kong. It has wings. It's a serpent type of thing. And I don't think it's very likely. As far as we know, we don't know. It could be Nosuke. It could be him being a dick about it. He came out of the Hollow Earth and started fucking causing whirlwinds. But from all we know, he's just in the Hollow Earth. He hasn't come out ever. And he's just in the Hollow Earth fucking around. Now, we don't know what he's doing. We don't know anything about Nosuke. But I don't think it could even be Nosuke just for the fact that this is a new Titan. They mentioned 17 Titans. We already know what those 17 Titans are. There's no Nosuke there, so this is a new Titan they discovered in the 5 years since King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong. So I don't think Nosuke even has a chance of doing that. The next culprit, Shinomura, I think is how it's called. Unlikely, because Shinomura, in the Aftershock comic, first of all, we don't even know if it's canon. We don't know if it's canon. That's the first thing. The second thing, I'm pretty sure Shinomura got killed in the Aftershock comic. But the thing is that it could be maybe another. You can speculate, oh, it's another Shinomura came in to be a dick and just flapped his wing again and created a cyclone. But I don't think that's likely at all. Just for the fact that, first of all, it might not be canon, and that Shinomura is fucking crazy overpowered. So I don't think they'll make like another Shinomura or have another Shinomura in the Monsterverse. Then there's the Mutos. That's also a no for me. Very unlikely. The reason it's very unlikely is because the Mutos in 2014, we saw them being born, not in 1952. We saw them being born in whenever the fuck Bryan Cranston and before Buddy was a kid, like in the 90s or 80s over there. So I don't think it is. We see him being born in 2014. We saw him fuck around, but he couldn't have been before that. Now another Muto, because we know there's multiple Mutos, including a new one in King of the Monsters. It wouldn't be that unlikely to see another Muto, another male Muto specifically, but I think that's not likely at all. And then there's Camasots. We don't know nothing about Camasot. We know it's gonna be in the comic, the Kingdom Come comic, not the DC one, the Kong one. But we don't know. He has a likely. He is more likely than the others before, because we don't have any information for him. Maybe he could have just, because we see him right now out of the Hollow Earth. You can see the moon right there. You can see right there the moon and whatever. So it could be that this guy has been outside the Hollow Earth since the beginning, and we just didn't know. And he caused the Great Smog in London. But the thing is, I give it 50-50. Because we don't really know. We don't really know if he was outside of the Hollow Earth or who he even is. So I give it a 50-50. It might be, it might not be. And then there's this motherfucker. Now, licensing aside, I don't think it's him. The reason I don't think it's him is, first of all, the smog was already created, as we've seen before. It was created by humans, not by another monster, and there was just like a cyclone caused by a kaiju or a titan that kept the smog in the city instead of having it leave the city. So I don't think it's him. That's the first thing. The second thing, he doesn't have wings. They specifically said that a titan's wings, a titan with wings, could cause a cyclone by flapping, just like Ghidorah does. How when he like flaps his wings to create cyclones, eventually it turns into a hurricane. So I don't think it's him at all. And that's it. We got one more, and we got one more titan, and that is a new titan. We don't know who it is. So it could just be a new titan that they invented just for this. And we're never gonna see it again. Or maybe we will, but still, it could just be a new titan. That's it for now. Like, I don't have a final verdict on that. It could be Kamazat, or it could be just a new titan. Now, make sure to like and subscribe, because that's it for now. Make sure to like and subscribe. I know this is my first video, so I sound kind of weird. My setup is so fucked up. But I take comfort that my videos are better than Acme's. So take care. Have a nice day. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you next time.